you have ever seen Ip Man 3, you would have most likely seen the fight between Ip Man and Mike Tyson. Ip Man, a highly skilled and disciplined martial artist, against a brute force boxer. This match is very similar to the one that we are about to see tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever episode of Touhou Versus, the show where we compare two characters of similar strength to see who would come out on top. We have quite the match here for you all. The Chinese martial artist and gatekeeper of the Scarlet Devil Mansion, Meiling, and her opponent, an Oni who likes booze more than water, one of the big four of the mountain, Yuugi Hoshiguma. Alright ladies, I want a good clean fight. No cheap shots, no last words, and no assistance from any external forces. The bell has rung. Let us understand just who these two are. Let us start off with Meiling, a highly trained martial artist that has mastered the ability of Qi. Qi, when translated into English, means energy. She is most commonly described as the use of deep breathing to create vital force, and in Meiling's case, she uses it to propel herself forward to insane speeds, create energy waves, and breathe fire in some cases. It is not well known what type of yokai she is, though it is assumed she is a dragon. Even though she is not considered particularly strong in one category, she barely has any weaknesses due to how well-rounded she is. She is even considered to be a worthy challenge to those considered strong. What about her martial arts? Meiling has mastered many forms of Chinese martial arts, including Kung Fu, Tai Chi, Jingyi Kuang, Hunga, and many others. Let's start with the most obvious of the bunch. Kung Fu is considered to be a well-rounded form of defensive martial arts, designed to end a fight before it even begins. Many people are going to be surprised when I say that Tai Chi might be your strongest martial art. Tai Chi is known for its slow, flowing movements out of combat, but in combat, Tai Chi can be just as deadly as other forms of martial arts. Tai Chi mainly focuses on redirecting an opponent's attack and combative movement. This is an amazing fighting style that uses little energy as possible to protect yourself. Jingyi Kuang is a fighting style that uses linear movements but explosive attacks at close range. Hunga focuses on the force of the palm to disorient and attempt to knock over their opponent. This is well and good, so let's take a trip to the depths of hell to see our opponent. Yuugi Hoshiguma is a very impressive powerhouse indeed. She is an Oni, and if you know anything about Onis, they have superhuman strength. Especially in Yuugi's case, she is said to even make buildings collapse simply by walking. She has the ability to easily produce high levels of heat simply by raising her hand, and she can topple trees just by screaming. She is not known to have any specific fighting style. However, does she even really need one? Sure, she may be strong on her own without training or discipline, but she has proven to be quite the challenge on her own. She has another ability. It is hard to explain. To be able to wield unexplainable phenomena. Anomalies, strength, disorder, and spirit. Kairyoko Giranshin is a metaphor for an unexplainable phenomena that originates from the Analects of Confucius, where one of his disciples said, the master never talked of anomalies, strength, disorder, or spirits. Furthermore, Yuugi's title is the so-called unexplainable phenomenon. A natural, strange things, strangeness, mysterious powers, the contrary to reason, and the strange things related to God. But why strange power is referred to as anomalies, strength, disorder, and spirit. It is unclear as to what this ability allows Yuugi to do, because it cannot be explained in and of itself, because it is an anomaly that no one in Gensokyo can explain, so nobody really knows what it does. So now it is time to see each character's stats, before we explain the possible scenarios. The rankings for each stat will be the same for each episode. Everything will be ranked out of 10. Durability, physical strength, magic/Zanmaku, speed, intelligence, and technique. For Meiling, I give her a 6 on durability, an 8 on physical strength, 5 on magic/Zanmaku, 7 on speed, 4 on intelligence, and a 9 on technique. For Yuugi, I give her an 8 on durability, a 10 on physical strength, 7 on magic/Zanmaku, 5 on speed, 4 on intelligence, and a 3 on technique. Now that the stats are out of the way, now it's time for 2 scenarios where both characters win. Meiling isn't going to beat Yuugi in any sort of mind games, straightforward combat, or in magic. How in the world would she win? Well, Meiling is a master of Tai Chi. Yuugi is a strong brute force Oni. Meiling would not be able to block any incoming attacks from Yuugi without hurting herself in the process, or by using her elbows like an Ip Man. against Mike Tyson. She would have to move perfectly and deflect any incoming attacks in another direction. For Meiling, she would have to fight very defensively, using Kung Fu and Chi to quickly make use of Yuugi's blind spots, to wear her down over time. If Meiling were to accomplish this, then yes, Meiling could have a chance on taking out Yuugi. Oh, also, because I didn't know where to really stick this into the video, I wanted to describe just how strong Meiling actually is, because people were undermining her strength because she was going up against Yuugi. While yes, Yuugi is fucking powerful as hell, look at this. Here are two of Meiling's strongest attacks in Soku, right? And they do this much damage each. So the first one does a pretty decent amount of HP, and the second one does over half. Ignore the extra damage in this one from Scorching Sun, just look at the initial hits. But you know what else does this much damage, or does nearly similar amounts of damage too? It does as much damage as an earthquake, a fucking 2-ton boulder, and Oni getting big and hitting you 3 times. That same Oni covering you in rocks and pile driving you into the floor. A 2-ton glacier. And a fucking train. Sure, I get that Yuugi is a lot stronger than Meiling is, and probably stronger than a lot of these objects, but at the same time, you can't fucking undermine Meiling's goddamn strength when compared to a fucking boulder or a train. I mean, I think that this fight was completely fair in my opinion. Yuugi would have a much easier time taking on Meiling. All Yuugi has to do is get a few good openings on Meiling to take her out. Even though Meiling is pretty durable, Yuugi's immense power would crush Meiling. Yuugi suffers from the fact that more powerful attacks lose out on speed and accuracy, giving Meiling a much easier time deflecting. However, Yuugi also has her ability of strange phenomena to alter her outcome of the fight. She also has an advantage of being so strong that she would not have to fight as long as Meiling to win, focusing on more direct combat instead of defensive options. So what outcome is more likely, you might be asking? Well, if it were up to me, I'd say Yuugi holds the advantage here, no questions asked. Meiling is more trained and very strong. However, Yuugi is much stronger physically and does not have to worry about wearing Meiling down. Tell me in the comments who you think would win. But for now, as I see it, this match is over, and don't worry, there will be many more to come in the future.